everyone, welcome to Botany Insider, and in this lecture we would be understanding about the behavioral ecology in detail. But before starting the topic, let us understand about that what is behavior. So behavior in simple words means the way in which a particular organism behaves in response to the stimulus or in response to the external environment. So that particular response is known as behavior. So we can say that the way in which an animal or a person behaves in response to a particular stimulus or a situation. That means consider this is an organism, that is organism A. Now we have two conditions. That is, in the first case, this organism is experiencing the stimulus of cold. So the response or the behavior of this organism would be shivering. And in the other case, let us assume that this organism is exposed to hot environment. So the result of the hot stimulus would be that this organism would feel discomfort in high temperature. Hence, the response of the cold or the hot stimulus is what is known as behavior, that is shivering or the discomfort. These two are actually the behavior. But when we talk about behavior in the terms of animal species, this behavior serves the purpose of mainly mating. Mating means producing the young ones, and eating, that is the way in which these organisms obtain their food. The next purpose of behavior could be to avoid predation, that is to protect themselves from their predators. And the last one could be raising their young ones. There is a difference between mating and raising. Mating is the behavior in which the process of formation of new organisms takes place, and in which the organisms are raising their young ones, that is the process in which the produced young ones are helped to grow, are helped to develop and survive in the environment. So we can say that behavioral ecology, it is the study of the behavioral interactions between the individuals within their populations and communities, usually in an evolutionary context. It looks at how the competition and the cooperation between and within the species affects their evolutionary fitness. In simple words, we can say that in behavioral ecology, we study the behavioral interactions. That is, consider this is organism A and this is organism B. So the way or the study by which we understand the interaction of these two individuals in a population or in a community, which helps us to understand the evolutionary concept. And what is evolutionary context? Evolution is a process, or it is a series of gradual changes which helps an organism to survive better in an environment. So in behavioral ecology, we are studying the behavioral interactions between the individuals which are within the populations or the communities, that is usually in a evolutionary context. And in this, we look at what we are focusing upon is that how these organisms interact, how the interaction, and one of the interaction is competition, about which we have already studied in our previous videos. And in our previous videos, how this competition and the cooperation between these organisms, between these species, affect the evolutionary fitness. This is what we study in behavioral ecology. So we can say that the result of successful behavior is which helps the organism or which helps the animal to survive in better condition. That is, initially consider this is organism A. Because of its behavior, it was not able to survive for a longer time in this environment and was dying because of the behavior. But with course of time, with evolution of time, there occurred changes in the behavior of the species A, and which led finally to the better survival of this species in this environment. And the main behaviors which are shown by the organisms are, the first one is the mating, the second one is eating. Mating means to produce the young ones, and eating means having or feeding upon the food in order to have a better survival in the environment. And last point is that natural selection act on these traits. That is, and what is natural selection? Natural selection, in simple words we can say, it is a process in which the organisms get eliminated as a result of the change in the environment. So natural selection is the process which acts on these traits, and the traits are, the first one is mating and the second one is eating, which act on these traits, and finally there occurs a change in the behavior, and with the change in behavior there occurs better survival opportunities. So now let us look at the examples. The first example is that the birds use wings to escape the predators. So here the behavior of the birds, that is flying, is being used as a protector for them in order to escape their predators. Second one is more reproduction success to the peacocks. And what is actually included in this concept, we would understand it in a separate video in which we would be understanding about the handicap theory. For the time being, let us just understand that more reproduction success to the peacocks is because of their behavior. Next is long necks to reach the leaves. As we all know that the giraffe has very long neck, and this increase in the neck size of the giraffe was a result of the natural selection, and because of the natural selection process there occurred increase in the neck size, and hence the giraffe was able to have a better survival because it was able to eat the leaves on the trees that was of longer height. So let us understand about all the behavioral traits of organisms. The first behavior shown by the animals is cooperative hunting. As the name suggests, there occurs hunting in a cooperative manner, that is, there occur hunting in groups. So we can say that cooperative hunting is hunting in groups, and the main aim of cooperative hunting is to increase the survival and the reproduction success of the individuals, as they focus on the mutual fitness. That is, because of cooperative hunting, because of many members of the population hunting together in order to obtain food, there occurs increased survival chances, because as there occurs a cooperative effort to get the food, there are high chances that the food would be available, and as a result there occurs high survival, and because of better survival there occurs high reproduction success of each of the individuals belonging to this population. So we can say that cooperative hunting is a type of positive behavior for all the members of the group. So let's move on to the second behavior, and that is basking, which is also known as sunbathing. As we can see in the picture, we can see a crocodile bathing in the sun in order to regulate its body temperature. So in basking, we can say that it is a thermoregulatory or a comfort behavior that is used by the animals, especially the birds, the reptiles and the insects. And why basking is actually performed? It is mainly performed for, first, to help raise their body temperatures, second, to reduce the energy that is needed for the temperature maintenance, and third, it is to provide comfort. And this is the reason why it is also known as comfort behavior. And as it helps the animals to raise their body temperature, that is the reason why it is a thermoregulatory behavior. Thermo means temperature and regulatory means the way in which we regulate or the way in which we maintain the body temperature temperature of the organisms. So this is all about sunbathing, which is also known as basking. So let's move on to the third behavior, that is agonistic behavior. So agonistic behavior is also known as aggressive behavior. And what is aggression? Aggression means something in anger. That is when two members of the same population or of different population are involved in fighting. That behavior is known as agonistic behavior. So any social behavior that is related to fighting, that is known as agonistic behavior. And agonistic behavior mainly include threats, fights, displays, etc. Fighting, in which two of the members of a species or of different species are involved in fighting. That is, they are fighting for any resource. We can consider that they are fighting for food. So these all are included in the agonistic behavior. Let's move on to the next one, that is courtship display. So courtship display is actually a behavior for attracting the opposite sex. That is, it is a set of display behaviors in which an animal, usually a mate, attracts the opposite mate. So in courtship display, what is happening is that one member of a species is attracting the opposite sex, is attracting the opposite member of the species in order to mate with the other one, so that they can produce young ones together. And the most popular courtship display is seen in case of peacocks, when the male peacock is spreading off all of its feather in order to attract the female peacock. So this is the most common courtship display seen in the nature. And other type of courtship displays are dancing, singing, etc. Let's move on to the next one, that is reciprocity. So reciprocity, as the word suggests, that helping the other member in the wish that in future the second member would help them in return. So reciprocity in evolutionary biology refers to a mechanism whereby the evolution of cooperative or the altruistic behavior may be favored by the probability of future mutual interactions. Do not go for such difficult line. The simple meaning of reciprocity could be understood this way, that is helping each other with the condition of getting helped back again. As we have already discussed, that when one member of a species is helping the other member of the species on the condition of getting helped back when the first one would need help in the future. Let's move on to the next behavior, that is deceit or deception. So deceit or deception actually include mimicry and camouflage. We have already discussed about what is mimicry, what are its type, and we have also discussed about camouflage when we discussed about the anti-predation adaptations. It is the same, you can watch out from that part. Well, so we can just recall about mimicry and camouflage. So mimicry in simple word was actually copying the other member in order to get protected from the predator, and camouflaging is blending into the surrounding environment in order to get protected from its predator. So this was all about deceit or deception. You can remember deceit or deception by the Hindi word of dhoka. So let's understand about the next behavior, and that is altruism. So altruism can also be known as the selfless behavior, and in altruism mostly the genetic kin is the one that tend to help each other. That is, those members of the species that are related to each other via some genetic link. That is, consider we have some members of the same species, consider A, B, C and D, and also let us consider that member A and member B are relatives of each other, and member C and member D are related to each other via some relation. So in altruism, there are high chances that A would help B as compared to A helping C, because A and B are genetically related, are genetically more closer to each other. So there are high chances that A would be helping B, and same is the case with C helping D because of having more genetic relation between each other. So in altruism, it is a type of behavior that benefits the other person, the other member of the species, at the cost of the individual that is providing the help. That means we have two members, that is A and B. So when first member is helping the second member which is genetically related to each other, so there are high chances that the member which is providing the help is paying some cost of helping the other member. But there are no conditions that in future B would be helping A, which is the case in reciprocity. So altruism is a case in which A helps B at the cost of some negative impact on its own health. This is what happens in altruism. And the most famous rule which we study in altruism is the Hamilton's rule, which is one of the very important topic from the CSIR point of view, because many questions have been asked, and today we will be solving some questions as well. So according to Hamilton's rule, RB should be greater than C. Now what is R, what is B, and what is C? So if we consider R, so R is the genetic relatedness. So what is genetic relatedness? So genetic relatedness is the actual relation that both of the members of this altruistic behavior follows, and B is the benefit that the recipient, that the one which is actually receiving the help, is getting, and C, it is the cost that is paid off by the helper, that is paid by the member which is providing the help. Let us understand about the values of genetic relatedness, because it is very important for us to have a complete understanding of this formula, as many questions have been asked, and for solving those questions we need to have a strong basic understanding. So let us understand about the values of R and how they are derived. So depending upon the relation, the value of R, that is the genetic relatedness, changes. That is, for parents, offsprings and the siblings, the genetic relatedness is 0.5, that is 50% genetic relatedness. Then we have the step siblings, half siblings, niece, nephew, uncle, aunt, grandchildren and the grandparents, which have the genetic relatedness of 0.25, and then we have the cousins which have the genetic relatedness of 0.125 or 12.5%. Let us understand about that how we got these values by the help of an example. So this is a question that have been asked previously in the CSIR net. So one thing we need to keep in mind is that for calculating R, the formula used is 1 upon 2 to the power n, where n is the number of generations. So let's apply this formula and solve the question and also understand the value of R. So in this question, we have to find the coefficient of relatedness between the individual A and B. So first of all, we have to find the genetic relatedness between A and B. Then we have to find between A and D, and finally between D and C. So let us consider the first case now. So in the first case, we have A and B, and between A and B we have 1 generation gap. So value of n would be 1. So the final answer would be 0.5. Hence the relatedness here in case of A and B is 0.5. In case of A and D, we have 2 generations. A and D, we have generation 1 and then generation 2. So in this case, the value of n would be 2, and on solving we would get the answer of 0.25. So in the second case, we have the value of R, or the coefficient of relatedness, as 0.25, and in the third case we have to find the relatedness between D and C. So if we consider this case, we would find out that there are 3 generations between D and C, that is generation 1, generation 2 and generation 3. So between D and C we would have the value of n as 3. So let's put in the formula and get the answer as 0.125. So between D and C we have the value of R as 0.125. So we get A as the correct option. So this is a very simple question. We just need to remember that the formula used is 1 upon 2 to the power n, and we need to calculate the genetic relatedness by solving the number of generations and putting in the formula. This question can also be solved the other way, as if we remember these values that we have just discussed and we know how to read a pedigree. This is a pedigree that is given. We can easily find out that A is the parent of B, and between the parents we have the genetic relatedness of 0.5, and in the second case we have between A and D there is the relation of grandparents and grandchildren. So we will have the value of 0.25, and in the third case D and C are cousins, so the answer would be 0.125. So it depends on us whether we remember the values, and even if we do not remember the values, we can easily calculate it by the help of this formula and easily fetch 4 marks from this easy question. So let us solve one more previous year question. So in this question it is given that the individual A can derive the fitness benefit of 160 unit, that is the B is given to us as 160. Then we have 160 units by helping the individual B, but it incurs a fitness cost of 50 units. That means C is given to us as 50. In doing so, following the Hamilton's rule, A should help B, only B is his. So in this question what we have to do is simply put this in the formula, that is the formula of Hamilton's rule, which is RB greater than C. So let's put it in the formula. So R should be greater than C upon B. Putting the values we will get that R should be greater than 50 upon 160, and by solving this we would get the answer as 5 upon 16, which could easily be written as 0.3. And as we have just studied that R greater than 0.3 is only in case of parents, offsprings and the siblings. So let's find out the answer. So if we analyze all the options, we would find out that brother or sister, that is the siblings, is the correct answer. B should help A only if the relation between them is either brother or the sisters. So I hope this question is clear to you. Let's move on to the next behavior, and that is spite, about which we have already discussed. Let us just recall it. So spite is a behavior in which the two members of the same species are actually harmful for each other. That is, they are causing some harm to the other member, and this harm or this behavior could be for food or for any other resource which both of these members are targeting. So spite, it is a type of interaction in which the same species are harmful for his or her own members, and as a result this interaction is a negative type of interaction in which both the members are actually getting negatively affected as a result of this spite behavior. Let's move on to the next and the final one, and that is apparent death or faking death. So it is a case in which the organism actually fakes death, that is, it actually behaves in such a manner that it looks like that the member or this particular organism is dead, which in reality is not the case. So this is a case in which the faking death is done in order to escape themselves from the predator, and this is also known as Thanatosis. This is very important as many of us skip this term, and when it is asked in the exam we feel like that we have not studied it, but there are various synonyms of the same process, so it's better we remember the synonyms as well. So this we are done with all the behaviors that are shown by the organisms. So let us discuss one previous year CSIR net question, and in this question on the left hand side we have the traits given, and on the right hand side the functions are given, and we need to match both of the columns. So as we have already discussed in the previous video that aposematism is actually for avoiding predation, which was also known as warning coloration. So A matches with the second option. The next one is basking, about which we have just studied that basking or sunbathing is a behavior for thermoregulation. So second matches with the fourth option. Then we have cooperative hunting. Based on our discussion, we know that cooperative hunting is for acquiring the food. So C matches with the first option. And last one we have song, and song is mainly for territory defense. Along with territory defense, it was also used by the members of a population for attracting its mate. So D matches with the third option. So depending upon all the four correct choices, we find out that C is the correct answer. So this is the 4 marks and an easy question to target upon. One point to remember is that it is not important or it is not compulsory that what points we have learnt is what is going to be asked in the examination. So we need to play a smart trick and find out the correct answer. For example, in this question, we learned that song was used for only display, for attracting its opposite mate. But here we can find out that the best suited answer for song, or the best suited trait function of song, is territory defense, because we know about the remaining 3. So fourth must be matching with the last option. So it's important that we keep in mind that not always we would have the accurate details what we have studied, and we need to have some basic understanding and also some general knowledge applied in the questions in order to solve them and easily get those 4 golden marks. So with this we are done with the question and also the complete topic. So I hope this video was helpful for you. So if you like this video, please do like, share it with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel, and I'll be coming up very soon with the next video as well. So thank you so much for watching, and till then keep learning.